And here is the charming town of Brockport. They're doing work on the Main Street Bridge here also. Unfortunately, you can't stop at every charming town on the canal, at least not when you start your trip in mid-September.
Oh, hi, my hands are full. Could you press that subscribe button for me? Yes, Ginger, you're such a good dog.
And this is one of the rental canal boats. These are really, really nice and a charming way to explore the canal. You'd never know there was a highway on the other side of those trees.
I don't know if Lisa picked up here, but she said you'd never know there was a highway on the other side of those trees. It is just so pretty here.
There are some houses that just have a magnificent view, like this one, straight down the canal. And you gotta like what these people did with their frontage. They have their own little break wall, their own little dock, and a fountain. And a giant trailer to pull their toys. And here's a little park along the canal. Kids fishing. Grown-ups fishing. Room to tie up and a bathroom facility.
So the walls on the canal have changed a lot just in this little spot as we're approaching Rochester. Totally different type of stone. Like it's carved out of the canal itself is carved out of whatever was here. That would have been a lot of pickaxes back in the 1800s.
I'd rather just eat my bun.
Getting passed by the wildly intrepid. 2. Hello, Dauntless! Here comes our other friends on the Dauntless. Yes.
Okay.
13.
Come
Oh. Getting wild and woolly with the high rock faces again. There's Dauntless and Wildly Inappropriate 2 going further along. It's like weird utility bridges around here. Imagine they've got a lot of power infrastructure here in the Rochester, New York area. That's okay, that bridge is going to stand up. It's not a problem. Don't know who did that tagging up there, but hope they didn't get wet doing it. And it only gets a little narrower. Part of that's trees overhanging, but yeah, just a little narrower makes it even more fun. Right, Lisa?
Yep. Whatever you said.
I'm not tying up there. This is the narrowest spot we've been through.
Okay, sorta cool. Bike race along the Erie Canal. This is inside Rochester city limits, and definitely a change in the character of the canal, more industrial, rustier, and less rustic. We did see quite a few of these blue flags along the canal here in Rochester. Most of them looked like they were made out of tarp and either tied with rope or chain to the overhanging trees. I wonder if that might be an indication for kayakers that this is where they could pull their boat in or out. Did not realize rowing was such a big sport in New York State. And here is the lovely village of Pittsfield. Sort of interesting because this part of the canal really does look like a ditch with the sloping cement sides. After it was built, it was enlarged several times, which might account for some of the different construction techniques in different parts of the canal, and enlarged to accommodate wider barges and less costly transportation costs. Big soccer fields up here. We are just outside the city of Rochester on our way to Fairport. And although
a gate there too.
Yeah.
Not interesting.
Town of Pittsford. Great Embankment Park. And although it looks like you could tie up, there's some giant bollards over there. And over there, and there's cable on the wall. There are no facilities.
This is an absolutely lovely park-like area. There is a highway it's just, you might have seen that car go by. And of course on this side, nothing, just the towpath. Might be something on the other side of the trees, but I can't see it. This is Bushnell's Basin. And just there, you can see a little wharf and a building. It's called Aurora Brewing. There you go. Another lovely community along the banks of the Erie Canal. Whoa, those look like comfortable Adirondack chairs.
I don't think there is a comfortable Adirondack chair.
Yeah.
Here we are in downtown Macedon, New York, at least South Macedon, Main Street. Some of the buildings were established around or before the turn of the century, the last century, the 1900s. There's Salvatore's Pizza and bookstore, used books, and a couple of bars and breweries down there, little craft breweries. Gets more residential a short way up the street from the lock, but not a lot down here. We're gonna take the road here, Center Street, to the Canal Park Butterfly Nature Trail, which is where we came from. Okay, the house next door here is sort of genuinely scary. But then there's this house, which is awesomely decorated for Halloween. I love the skeleton hearse.
That is a huge witch.
The giant witch to go with the giant skeleton. Oh my gosh, and the beautiful garden. Here's another house decorated awesomely for Halloween. Just to let you know how late it is that we're getting out the canal.
Safe travels. And there's our other buddy boat we keep playing hopscotch with. The Wildly Intrepid.
Ginger wants you to hit the like button.
It is a beautiful morning on the Erie Canal, and coming up on our left is a sort of replica canal boat that this one is one that you can rent, and you can rent it for a couple days or a couple weeks. We've seen a lot of them going up and down the canal. They're quite lovely inside, and people always seem to be having a great time. This one you can see there, bicycles on top, and like us, they cruise at about 5 to 6 knots and have similar diesel mileage. This is just down the canal east of Palmyra. This wall does look like a decent place for a sailboat to tie up.
What do you tie up to?
Good question.
Please. They must have rings buried in the concrete.
Oh, it does look like there might be some rings on top. You just need really long lines. Tie up to the lamppost.
Haven't done that yet.
Anyway, reportedly this wall is fairly deep. Here we are in the Erie Canal, just east of Palmyra. If there's a break in the trees, you can see, looks like some actually very large industrial buildings over on the right. But you'd think you were going down a river on the frontier in the 1800s if you didn't know that.
See the blue heron? Got the blue heron?
Oh yeah. Lots of wildlife. We've seen kingfishers, blue heron, cormorants. Apparently they have some eagles on the canal. And if you prefer the more piratey aspect of living on the Erie Canal, there's this little cove, hidden cove. You don't see it until you come past that little strip of land. a spillway into an adjacent creek here on the Erie Canal. Just east of Palmyra. And not everyone with $1 million waterfront view is a millionaire. Outside of Palmyra, New York. What a place to grow up. And here's a rope swing hanging from this poplar. Enjoy the canal, and a nice little canoe to tool down the canal. I'm sorry, not a canoe. Oh yes, 2 canoes. And I love the slide. Awesome. Unfortunate tree fall. Looks like they have a barbecue grill out there too. And here we are approaching the town of Newark, New York. This is a nice stop if you're boating on the canal. Nice looking free wall with good amenities. And you emerge out of a tunnel of trees, relatively narrow part of the canal. So one of the complaints about Newark, I'm realizing now, is the wall is sort of high, and if the water is at all low or you have a low boat, you have to clamber up the swim ladders to get to the top, which is impossible to do if you have a dog. Although our dog has proved amazingly adept at leaping from the deck of the boat onto the top of the wall.
Lisa?
Yeah?
Could you look down and read that depth for me, please?
9.4.
9.4 or 4.4?
9.4.
Thank you. Cut that further.
Although they do have a short run of floating wooden docks. I'm sure that in the high season those are difficult to get. Ice cream cafe, bakery. What more could you want in a small town? Cool canal boat mural. Newark, established 1819. And here is the third bridge at Newark, so I'm going to call the lockmaster. So the combination of our boat and this construction barge, dredging barge, really upset the blue herons. They didn't know what to do. Boats coming and going. So you can see our dog and Richard on top of this wall that's like 5 feet. All right, it's not 5 feet, 4 feet above the deck of our boat. At least the edge is not all scrabbly with loose concrete, but Ginger got up there like a champ. Those helicopter jumping aqua rescue Newfoundland dogs in Italy have nothing on Ginger. So we are here just off the Erie Canal. Erie Canal's right down there in Lyons, New York. Lyons, New York is especially interesting to me because 2 of my ancestors, Pramila Diabel, and her future husband, Thomas McMurray, met here in Lyons and continued down the Erie Canal and overland through Ohio and down to Reynolds County, Missouri. Thomas was from Ireland. He emigrated when he was about 21 years old because of the potato famine. And Pramila was a young widow with 3 children from her previous husband, and her parents were German and probably German Jews from southern Germany, Bavaria. Anyway, they got married and proceeded to Reynolds County, where my family is from. So it is really interesting going down the Erie Canal, which they would have traveled on their way to Reynolds County.
I don't think burned food is a very good setting.
We were hoping to start our day at 6 on the water, but there wasn't quite enough light. So we decided 6:30 was a little better. So it's 6:42 now. Oh, it's like a rundown building there, but anyway, other than that, everything's pretty and going well. And the leaves are turning in the Erie Canal.
And the beautiful Erie Canal just after dawn. You can see all the mist on the canal. Looks like it's going to be a sunny day. It's a little chilly, 50s. And we are approaching the town of Clyde, New York. And here we are entering the village of Clyde.
Oh, pop-top sailboat, I like that.
Here's a lovely riverside park, a wall with power tie-ups. Allegedly, it is a little shallow for higher draft vessels over 5 feet. And I think it has 2 power towers with a couple of outlets each. This is the inlet of the Cuyahoga and Seneca Canal that goes down to the Cuyahoga and Seneca Finger Lakes in upstate New York. The Erie Canal is going through an area that's quite swampy right now. On the chart, it looks like there should be swampland on either side, but it does look to be mostly covered by deciduous trees.
One of the things that's made this trip really interesting is the variety of shoreline on the Erie Canal. Now, it's hundreds of miles long, so I guess that's not really a surprise, but it's not just one big canal. This is going through a swampy area, and they made the canal through here so you can see the shores are quite a bit different. It's just a beautiful experience. All right, this is marker 500. Woo-woo! 499 markers to go. 499 markers on the Erie Canal. Yeah, pass one by on the fly. 498 markers to go. Ha!
That math was hard.
That math was hard, yeah.
And there's a totally cool trailer encampment here along the canal. Obviously these guys are multi-seasoners with permanent porches.
Another interesting thing about the canal is if you look, you can see the red buoy down there, and we've come across a lake. And we have to go back through that, to get back into the canal, we have to follow that red buoy. Kind of cool. Kind of cool indeed. Haven't seen a whole lot of beaches, but we're actually in the Seneca River now. We've come out of that lake. Nice little beach over there. Oh, and those are just wonderful cottages. Yeah, I'm thinking Lisa would want the small brown one between the blue and the gray. Small brown between the blue and the gray? That your favorite? Blue one on the right with the porch. There you go, folks.
Or maybe the white one with the metal.
Oh, that white one with the metal roof and the anchor. That is cool. I didn't see that. Trip of a lifetime. So we're coming around a corner off of the Seneca River back into the canal. I don't know for sure if this is part of the river or not. So, fun and games on the Erie Canal.
So again, this is part of the Erie Canal, the Seneca River part. Certainly heavily populated. With lovely year-round homes. We are coming around to some very nice houses, but it certainly is no Rose Hill or St. Clair Shores.
Well, I don't know about that.
And in case you accidentally go the wrong way and don't enter the lock and try to go down the dam, these cormorants will block your way. So here we are in Baldwin, New York, and I saw this shop, Hosta King Perennials, and this is the Hosta King.
Here I am. Hello
Yeah.
there. Thanks for stopping.
But you know what I miss the most about being on the boat is the garden, and look at all these perennials.
Comes
oh
back
my gosh.
every single year. Thousands of different plants, sun, shade. We
Buy
have it all.
one, you never have to buy another one again.
That's first year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leap.
Third year, you're giving them away to your neighbors.
Yes, right.
I'm just saying, this would so be my house. Rocks, perennials, more rocks, cool wall hanging things, more perennials. I think they've been to the Hosta King more than once here. And of course, it's painted my favorite color, green. And someone here in Baldwinsville really loves Halloween and motorcycles.
And pirates.
And pirates on motorcycles. Motorcycle pirates. I think those are called gang members. motorcycle gang members. Oh, they do have a boat pirate with Santa on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's Santa.
Okay, it's not really Santa. It's just a pirate with a red hat and a white face, which makes it look like he has a white beard. Awesome. Now, not saying that Richard or I know anything about fishing, but I think these kids are just exercising a legal right to throw shit off a bridge without getting in trouble. Now, I absolutely know that is true because I just saw him tie a aluminum can, pop can, hopefully not a beer can, to his fishing line.
Oh boy.
And here is the lock from a position that we don't usually get to see it. And here's Richard having a beer on his boat with his dog.
My dog, he loves me.
Yeah, Richard. Only because there's not a better place to go right now. Somebody opened their car door, I'd be gone like a shot. And the mornings are getting colder, but the water's still warm, so every morning we wake up with fog on the water. Visibility is still pretty good.
Okay, just came out of the lock at Baldwinsville, Baldwinsville. And new geography on the canal. Here we've got a low shoreline with vegetation and trees right up to the edge. Don't see any evidence of a mule path, but it was probably there. And this is the beauty of the Erie Canal.